Hello, Gemma here, and this weekend in the UK and in some other parts of the world, it's Mother's Day. A great opportunity to treat our lovely mums for the day. Not that we should need a specific day to do that. We should be showing them how much we love them every day. But it can't hurt, can it? So today, bored of flowers and countless breakfasts in bed, I've come up with something a little bit different. And I'm going to show you guys how to make my mum heart tattoo cupcake toppers. Let's go. Now, you're going to need some cupcakes and some icing, and you can bake your cupcakes in any flavour you like. I've just gone with really simple vanilla with vanilla buttercream. But to make the toppers, I'm going to be using modelling paste. And I actually found this in the supermarket. It's actual modelling paste. But if you don't have this or you don't have access to it, then you can use fondant or sugar paste and just add a little bit of gum tragacanth in it, and that will turn it into modelling paste and let it set a little bit harder. But I'm just going to use this lovely packet stuff from the supermarket. First of all, I'm going to make the heart part of my cupcake topper, and of course my modelling paste is currently white, so I'm going to need to colour it, and for that, as usual, I'm going to be using colour paste because it doesn't change the consistency of my modelling paste like liquid would. So I have some red food colouring paste here, and I'm just going to get a little toothpick and get a tiny little nugget. Remember, it's really concentrated, so you don't need that much. Before I start kneading, I'm going to put some latex gloves on because this is really concentrated food colour paste. It does stain your fingers, and I want to be working with some white modelling paste later, so I don't want to cross-contaminate. And once I've got my gloves on, I'm just going to knead that little piece really well until it's a really consistent colour and there's no marbling at all. So once it's all a nice solid colour, you can take your gloves off. And for the next bit, I'm going to just take off a piece of this red colour paste about the size of a walnut to make my heart. And I'm just going to roll that into a ball just until it's nice and smooth with my hands. The first part of shaping my heart is going to be to make a kind of dome shape with my ball. So I'm going to put it down onto my non-stick workboard and just flatten it a tiny bit with the palm of my hand. And to create the dome shape, I'm going to just really gently rub my fingers down the sides while at the same time kind of spinning it around on the board. Because I don't want this to be a flat heart, I want it to be kind of dome-shaped. And once you're happy with the size of your ball, it's time to shape the heart. And I'm going to use a little tool, which is this tool here. If you don't have one of these, you can just use like a palette knife or something kind of flat. And I'm just going to use that to poke right at the top while at the same time pinching at the bottom. So it's a bit of a funny shape at the moment, so just use your fingers and any tools you might have to just smooth out any edges that you don't like. And once you're happy with the shape of your heart, you can put that to one side. I'm going to put it onto a little bit of greaseproof paper so it doesn't stick to anything. And I'm going to get on with making my banner part of my tattoo. So I want this to be white, so I'm just going to take a small nugget of my white modelling paste, and I'm just going to knead it a little bit with my thumbs and fingers, just to make it nice and smooth. And then once it is, I'm going to roll it between my hands into a kind of worm shape. And once it's a nice thickness, I can then put it on the board and just use my fingers to stretch it out a little bit as I roll. And it's important to make it the same thickness all the way along. And once you've rolled it to the thickness of an actual worm, move it vertically, and then using a non-stick rolling pin, just flatten it out. Once you're satisfied that you've got a nice, even thickness ribbon, grab your heart back, and then using a paintbrush, a small paintbrush and a little bit of water, I'm just going to paint across my heart in the position that I want my ribbon to lie. And what that water is going to do is act like a kind of glue, so that when you then lay your ribbon over the top, it's going to stick to the heart. And to create the classic kind of tattoo banner, what I'm going to do is to tuck the ribbon underneath on each side at the kind of opposite angle, and just use a bit of water to stick it on underneath and in the crease. And then once you've done that, you just need to trim it, and I'm going to put in the little V that ribbons have using a knife. Next up, I'm going to make some flowers because this is really cute as it is, but I think it needs to be mummed up a little bit. So I'm going to make some little pretty flowers, just really simple technique of rolled roses. And I've already got some modelling paste which I've coloured up here in a nice yellow colour. I'm just going to take a little nugget off, about the size of a hazelnut, and do a similar thing. So make a little worm, and then flatten it out using your rolling pin. And I'm going to make 2 roses out of this, so I'm just going to cut that in half to about 2 inches long. And then using water again, my little paintbrush, I'm just going to paint a little line of water along one edge. And then this is a bit of a fiddly bit, so you might need to get a tool. I'm just going to use this guy. Because what you need to do is start rolling, but obviously it's quite thin and tiny. So just once you get the first roll in, you can use your fingers to roll them up. And then once you have done your roll, get a pair of scissors and just cut the end off the bottom. And I'm also going to make some leaves, so I have some green modelling paste. I'm just going to take off a little piece for each leaf, about the size of a pea, and it's really, really easy. You just roll it into a ball. And then using both hands, what I want you to do is pinch one end like this and squash the other end with your thumb and forefinger so that you end up with a kind of teardrop shape. And now I'm going to make it a little bit more leafy. I'm just going to grab a tool. You can use a knife or anything, sort of, I don't want to cut through the whole thing, I just want to make an impression. I'm just going to draw a little line there and make little leafy marks. And then using water again to stick on your roses, dab a little bit on, and Bob's your uncle. Yeah. Nearly there, I just need to write Mum on the top of my banner. So to do that, I'm going to use some food colour paste and a bit of vodka. You can use water if you want, if you'd rather not use vodka, but vodka really does work a lot better. So I have a small palette here with lots of different colours of food colour paste. I'm going to use purple, a really dark purple. So just get a little bit of vodka into your palette and just pick up a tiny bit of your food colour paste. And when you're happy with the consistency, it's time to get painting. I'm going to obviously write Mum on mine, but you can write anything you want on these. You don't have to make these for Mother's Day. You could make these for your boyfriend or your best mate, but for me, it's Mother's Day. And now it's time to put it all together. So first of all, I'm going to ice my cakes with some nice pink buttercream. And while your icing's still wet, just position your heart and your roses in an attractive way. So there it is, really simple and really impressive. Your mum is going to love these and she's going to love knowing that you went to all that trouble for her. But don't forget, it doesn't have to be Mother's Day to show her how much you love her. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. And don't forget, if you have made these, then please do take a picture and tag me using the hashtag Cupcake Jemma on Twitter and Instagram. And if you haven't subscribed already, then please do by clicking on the link at the end. I'll be back next week with another recipe for you guys. And until then, to all the mothers of the world, and especially my wonderful mother, thank you. We love you.